Hello YouTube, and hello fellow pipe smokers. Today I'm going to be doing not really a review, but just kind of something I'm experimenting with right now. And, if you read any of the pipe smoking forums, or just any other YouTube videos, you'll learn to stay the hell away from drugstore tobacco. Especially those big 6 ounce bags. The really cheap crap. Well, I decided to, go against all that and, give them a try. And I picked up some Kentucky Select Organic tobacco. Those are Virginia, I believe. And it came in a 6 ounce bag. When I opened it, or you didn't even have to open it till, just touching the bag, you could feel that the tobacco inside was, extremely dry. So I got it wet and I let it dry for a couple of days. And this is what it looks like, out of the bag. Looks like any other Virginia tobacco. And this is what I had wet. It was still wet, a couple of days ago. And now it's fairly dry. And I did 3 things with it, or 2. I guess kept some of the extremely dry stuff, and what I ended up doing with it was I minced it up into almost a very fine powder. I did that with some of it, and then when it was still wet, I decided to press it into cakes. I made a simple, small, easy to use tobacco press. If you guys would like to see a tutorial on that, leave a comment below. I'd be more than happy to show you my tobacco press. I got about three cakes, and they're pretty firmly, the tobacco's pretty firmly pressed in there, and I just left it. I left it in the press for I believe it was 2 days. But it was wet, and it's not dry, but it's also not it's not wet. I haven't smoked this yet, but I have smoked the real fine stuff, and I'll tell you what. Before, straight out of the bag, this stuff was extremely hot, and it would give you wicked tongue bite. Just, oh my god, it was. And I don't smoke this out of any of my briar pipes. I use a mini corn cob for any kind of experiments with tobaccos that I do. Just in case I have to dump out the bowl because it's just unsmokable. I don't have to dump out a whole lot of tobacco. So I smoked some of this last night. Some of this real fine stuff. And it wasn't a terrible smoke, but I mixed it in with some Earth and Home's Very Nice Cavendish. I layered some of that at the very bottom of my corn cob, and then I sprinkled, or not sprinkle. What are we doing? What are we baking cakes here? I put some of this real fine stuff in there, and then another layer of. And then I added some Latakia in the middle. And then another layer of this, the Kentucky Select. And it wasn't a terrible smoke. What I noticed was that the tongue bite, you still had some tongue bite, but it wasn't as harsh as it was before. And you can taste the Very Nice Cavendish throughout the smoke. It wasn't something where it was like an aromatic. where you'd get the smell of somewhat of a smell of berries. You could just taste. You just got the hint of it, just a little. And the room note was extremely, almost, I don't want to say cigarette-like. It wasn't like a cigarette, but it did smell a lot like tobacco. It wasn't, but it wasn't like an English blend, so I don't know. I don't know if you guys get what I'm trying to say. Nicotine content. This stuff has nicotine, I'll tell you what. You get a real big hint of nicotine from this Kentucky Select. But overall, I'm still experimenting, and I can't wait to try these cakes out. See if, they smoke any different, or if they got any flavor. This, out of the bag, you get like a not flavor, but a vanilla smell. And that's about it. That's about all you get from this tobacco. You can't really taste anything from it. But I was just trying to, I bought this just to try to use it as a base for blending. But now that I've used it, it's probably not going to use it to mix any of my other good tobaccos with. It's not worth it. It's, this is the kind of stuff that, desperate times calls for desperate measures. But, I just had fun using trying out new things. So I'll be smoking some more of this later on to see if, doing anything different to it will increase the enjoyable part to pipe smoking. And yeah, that's about it for now. Hope to make a couple more videos during this week or during the weekend. Hope all of you guys are having a great Friday, and keep on puffing.